Brand new legal breaking reporting, ladies and gentlemen. The Supreme Court signals that it is getting tired of Donald Trump and his lawlessness and his administration. In other words, they are getting pissed off with what he is doing. Let's take a look at this brand new legal breaking reporting regarding Donald Trump and his lawless, illegal administration. The reporting is from MSN. The article, ladies and gentlemen, is titled The Supreme Court Signals It Might Be Losing Patience with Trump. And ladies and gentlemen, the article reads, shortly after midnight, early Saturday morning, the U.S. Supreme Court handed down a brief order prohibiting the Trump administration from removing a group of Venezuelan immigrants from the United States without due process. The fact of this case, known as AARP v. Trump, the facts of this case, known as AARP v. Trump, are uncertain and rapidly developing. Much of what we do know about the AARP case comes from an emergency application filed by immigration lawyers at the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, late Friday night. According to that application, the government started moving Venezuelan immigrants around the United States to a detention facility in Texas without offering much of an explanation about why it was doing so. Sometime on Friday, an unknown number of these immigrants, the ACLU claims, quote, dozens or hundreds, unquote, were allegedly given an English language document, despite the fact that many of them only speak Spanish, indicating that they've been designated for removal from the country under the Alien Enemies Act. The law only permits the government to deport people during a time of war or military invasion. But President Donald Trump has claimed that it gives him the power to remove Venezuelans who he alleges are members of a criminal gang. Immigrants who were previously deported under this dubious W's legal justification were sent to a prison in El Salvador, which is known for widespread human rights abuses. Following those deportations, the Supreme Court ruled the government must give any immigrant who Trump attempts to deport under this wartime statute quote, notice and opportunity, and an opportunity to challenge their removal, unquote. The ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union, lawyers argue the government is attempting to defy this order, claiming that the immigrants at the Texas facility were told that their removals are imminent and will happen today, a timeline that did not provide a real opportunity to challenge the removal. In a Friday hearing on the matter, the government did not give an exact timeline for deportations, but it, quote, reversed the right, unquote, to deport the immigrants as soon as Saturday, and that the government was in compliance with the Supreme Court's first order. Assuming that the facts in the ACLU's application, American Civil Liberties Union's application, are correct, this rushed process where immigrants are moving to a facility without explanation, given a last-minute notice that many of them do not understand, and then potentially sent to El Salvador before they have a meaningful opportunity to challenge that removal, does seem to violate the Supreme Court's April 7 decision, Trump v. JGG. The court's late night order in AARP appears to be crafted to ensure that this notice and opportunity for a hearing mandated by JGG actually takes place. It is just one paragraph and states that, quote, the government is directed not to remove any member of the putative class of detainees from the United States until further order of this court. Unquote. It also invites the Justice Department to respond to the ACLU's application, American Civil Liberties Union application, as soon as possible, unquote. Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito dissented from the AARP order, though neither has explained why yet. The order says that a statement from Alito will come soon. Thus far, the Supreme Court has been extraordinarily tolerant of Trump's efforts to evade judicial review through hyper-technical procedural arguments. Though the JGG decision required the Trump administration to give these Venezuelan immigrants a hearing, for example, it also guaranteed that most of those hearings would take place in Texas, which has some of the most right-wing federal judges in the country. Though it is just one order, Saturday's post-midnight order suggests that the court may no longer tolerate procedural shenanigans intended to evade meaningful judicial review. If the ACLU's American Civil Liberties Union's application is accurate, the Trump administration appears to have believed that it could comply with the Supreme Court's decision in JGG by giving men who are about to be deported a last-minute notice that many of them cannot even understand. Whether most of the justices choose to tolerate this kind of malicious half-compliance with the decision will likely become clear in the coming days. The court's AARP order suggests that they will not. Still, it remains to be seen how this court will play out once it is fully litigated. The post-midnight order is only temporary, and it leaves open all of the most important issues of this case, including whether Trump can rely on a wartime statute to deport people during peacetime. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's legal breaking reporting and analysis breaking video. If you did enjoy this video, firstly, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and enjoy. Secondly, if you would like to make sure you never miss a brand new legal breaking reporting and are always constantly in the know-how on what is going on, please follow me on my social medias. I am on Instagram, Snapchat, Threads, as well as TikTok. They will be linked down below in the video description, along with the link to this very important, vital news article. Thirdly, ladies and gentlemen, please help me reach and achieve the goal of 160 plus subscribers. The reason why I'm saying 160 plus subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, is because right after we reach the goal and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers, we have more subscribers to achieve and reach right after we reach and achieve the goal of 160 subscribers. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, please stay positive, please stay safe, and know that justice will prevail on the correct side of the law, despite Donald Trump and his lawless, illegal regime and their executive orders and unconstitutional acts and lawlessness and orders.